The US is engaged in a proxy war with Russia and Ukraine is the battlefield. That's the view of former CIA officer Raymond McGovern, who says that continuing to cross Moscow's red lines only leads to escalations in the conflict. Now, this view is shared by many, including former US Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, who has stated that more than once Ukraine should serve as a buffer zone between the East and West. Prominent US scholar John Mearsheimer also believes that the US and its allies are the ones responsible for the Ukrainian crisis. Now, it must be said that the majority in the West do view Russia's actions in Ukraine as an unprovoked invasion of a sovereign country. But it appears that alternative opinions are finding their way onto the political arena, as some European leaders, such as Hungarian PM Viktor Orban, are urging the bloc to take a different approach to the war in Ukraine. Former CIA officer Raymond McGovern thinks that the US should accept a shift towards a more multipolar world.
Existential threat means that your very nation, its defense, is in danger. Russia does not want medium-range or long-range missiles in Ukraine or Poland or Romania. If you let Ukraine in NATO, those missiles will ipso facto go in there. So it's all tied together. Mr. Putin and his Russian leadership are clearly bent on preventing this kind of situation. A bulwark of the West right against Russian territory, invasion of Ukraine. It was not unprovoked, and I have been making that case, as has John Mearsheimer. Rather, it was provoked starting in earnest in 2014 when the coup in Kiev took place, but even before that, in 2008, when Sergei Lavrov warned our ambassador, "Niet means niet," who think that America and its allies in the West should be able to dominate the rest of the world. They don't seem to realize that that's over. That was the case back after World War II. To an extent, it was a case after Russia and the Soviet Union imploded. It is not the case now. The Russian armed forces are again a force to contend with. Their economy is pretty much autarkic. That is, they can get along by themselves with a lot of help from China, India, Iran, other places. So it's a very different world. America doesn't realize that the hegemony is over.